What's up, everyone? Today we're going to go over a Reddit post in which a user named SterlingG007 asks what he should do to find a job in his field after graduating college. So, let's go ahead and get right into it. He says, I graduated college a month ago and I have just been applying to jobs constantly. I have gotten one interview in my field so far, geology by the way. I have been offered a mailroom clerk position for $15 an hour, which is minimum wage where I live, but I declined it. Was that a mistake? If I were to take a job unrelated to my field, would that screw up my chances of ever working in my industry of choice or even jobs that require a college degree? I just do not want to waste 4 years of hard work and $21K in student loans. I am wondering whether it is wiser for me to take any job, cashier, warehouse worker, retail, etc., or should I be patient and keep applying for jobs in my field, whether it is full-time, part-time, or internship? So this is a really common question for a lot of students entering the workforce, and the first thing I would tell SterlingG007 is to take a step back and just take a breath. So we're in a really tough economy right now, so finding a job in what I'm assuming is a really highly competitive field may take a while. And finding a job in your specific field right out of school is not something that employers are really going to be taking into consideration. This is a similar story a client of mine went through a few years ago when he got out of school. He was also coming out of college with a degree in meteorology. So another field that doesn't really have a lot of openings, especially for people wanting to go into the broadcast side of things like my client did. So I would advise Sterling G the same way I advise my client, and that is to not worry so much about taking a job outside of your field, especially because you haven't even technically began your professional career yet. Most people, let alone most brand new graduates, are not in their preferred field or their dream field. And if they were, there wouldn't be thousands of articles, blogs, and therapists helping people to cope with the fact that they hate their job or they aren't in their dream job. And so it's not really something that you need to worry about right out of school. The average person changes careers several times in their professional life. So just because you're not in that field now doesn't necessarily mean you won't be someday. Also, it's an opportunity to pick up some new skills. You can still build your time management skills, organizational skills, professionalism in that clerk job or warehouse job or whatever that you can transfer into another job. You know, those are all things that any employer, regardless of what field it is, are going to need. You're also going to be able to network, and when you have that job, even if it's not in your field, you're going to build connections with managers and directors and other coworkers that are going to be able to provide you references and be able to speak about your character and your work ethic. And this is also a great time to start learning how to save wisely, start paying down those debts. You said you had 21K in student loans. Start paying that down as soon as possible. Even if it is just a job you don't want, put some money away into savings. Start building up your finances. You may end up really liking that job that's not in your field. Just because you're not working in your field doesn't mean you're not going to be happy. And just because you're in your field doesn't mean you're going to be happy either. You're going to be working for at least 40 more years. You got a long time to get into that field. In the meantime, also take some certification classes that you can find online that will help you become more competitive. There's a ton of places online that can offer cheap or even free courses. Working in geology, you're probably going to be working for something like either a private company that needs a lot of grants. Or financial development, so take classes in grant writing, technical writing. If you're going to be working for like the USGS, you maybe want to take classes that they require, possibly. You can probably find those online. Another thing is volunteering is something else I would recommend. It'll give you practical on-the-job experience. Again, it's going to help you build those connections with people in the field. It's great because it has flexibility in hours and lots of different opportunities. You can find out what niche in that field you really like. So let's say, for example, you're like for my former client, he was really into broadcast. He wanted to go into broadcast, but who knows, like if he took a job in broadcast and now he's moved somewhere and he doesn't even like broadcast, maybe he likes research. Well, now he's got a job that he's committed to that he doesn't like. So by interning or volunteering, you could find out what you really like doing in that field. These extra things are also going to demonstrate passion you have in your field. A lot of people go into the fields, like different fields, but they're not passionate about it. And when you go in for that, in an interview for that geologist position or whatever that is, they're going to ask you, what experience do you have? And it won't be, well, I have a college degree and that's it. You're going to have half a dozen things that you've done that other people applying for that same job may not have had. They may also ask you if you haven't been in your field, so what have you done to gain experience in this field? Even though you haven't worked in it. And that's where you can kind of give them that smile. Well, I've done X, Y, Z, A, B, C, D, and they're going to be like, wow, this kid is hungry. He wants to work here. My meteorology client developed his own weather channel on Facebook not long ago where he does his own forecasts, modeling, broadcasting. He has a small but strong following. It's continuing to grow. But people are starting to actually reach out to him that are in the same boat as he is. And he's been actually able to offer them encouragement and advice, and again, build that network around him. So just to wrap this up, find a job that's going to help you start establishing some financial independence, and keep looking for those geology opportunities. Volunteer, network, you're going to be fine. I'm in my mid-30s. I've chased the ladder for years, trying to always get to that next level, get to that what's the next thing I need to do in my field. Every single job I've had in my after graduating has been in my field, and it doesn't mean I have happiness. So the opportunities are going to be there. You just need to know what to do so you can be ready for them when they show up. So anyways, if you are interested in career coaching or leadership development coaching, please feel free to reach out to me. Anyway, you guys, like, subscribe, or comment if you disagree or you agree, and we will see you in the next video. Talk to you later.